of the Jägermeister Cup rolls on. It's the leaders in Group 3, Northern Colorado Hailstorm, playing their first home match of the 2024 campaign, hosting the 2023 USL League One runners-up, Charlotte Independence. As we get settled for tonight, let's take a look at the current standings in the Jägermeister Cup. We start with Group 3. That's where the hosts play, and head coach Eamon Zayed has guided Northern Colorado to an early lead atop the group. 2 matches in, 4 points, tied with Spokane. Meanwhile, over in Group 1, a little bit of a different story for the Charlotte Independence, currently on 2 points after a tough result last time out against Forward Madison that we'll take you through in a little bit. But first, we start with Northern Colorado's most recent fixture in the Cup against Knoxville. The Hailstorm came into this game struggling for goals. That was not the case this time around. Shayla Martinez getting the party started in just the second minute. Then Bruno Rendon, not once, but twice. You're going to hear his name in a second here, too. 5 goals. They couldn't keep the clean sheet, Northern Colorado, but they did get all 3 points in an emphatic performance, thanks in large part to Bruno Rendon, formerly of the NISA League and the Syracuse Pulse. He's got 3 goals, 1 assist in all competitions, tied for the leading goal scorer on his team. Said his head coach Eamon Zayed, quote, one of the most gifted players athletically he's seen in 20 years in the sport. Meanwhile, for the Independents, last time out was a game against Forward Madison, and it wasn't a game that went head coach Mike Jeffries' way. He said, well, we gave up a couple goals that we really shouldn't have. Christian Cheney in the second minute, equaled by Juan Obregon with a fantastic free kick, but then the decisive goal in minute number 76 from Derek Gebhard meant that Charlotte Independence came up empty. So tonight, they'll look towards their goal scorer up top, Juan Obregon, with 6 goals in 7 appearances. He's got 5 in his last 4 matches. Said head coach Mike Jeffries, his work rate and the timing of his runs is what really sets him apart. Plenty of other players to talk about as well that we don't have time for right about now. That's because we got to take a quick break. On the other side of that break, it's the starting 11 and then kickoff from Future Legends Complex in Windsor, Colorado. Charlotte and Northern Colorado in a little bit. See you soon.
Hello from NOCO Humane, your community partner for comprehensive animal welfare services in Larimer and Weld counties. While you may not recognize our new name and logo, we have more than 50 years of experience and expertise formerly operating as Larimer Humane Society. We have expanded our reach and our impact, taking on the sheltering and care of animals in Weld County in light of the dissolution of the Humane Society of Weld County. This transition ensures that vital animal services will not only continue but thrive, bringing even greater compassionate care and commitment to the pets and people of Northern Colorado. Join us as we heal, nurture, and protect more than 10,000 companion animals in the year to come. 2 shelters, 1 mission. NOCO Humane.
If you love money-saving offers and the chance to win cash, look no further than your mailbox. Valpak delivers exclusive deals to neighborhoods across America every month. Plus, a $100 check could be yours. That's right, you could win $100 instantly. No strings attached, just for opening your blue envelope. Valpak, real savings and real winning for real people. Really.
Jägermeister is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the inaugural USL Jägermeister Cup. Take a shot at glory and celebrate the magic of this exciting new tournament all year long. Please drink responsibly. Just about go time from Future Legends Complex in Windsor, Colorado. We start with the hosts, 4-3-3 on paper, 2 striker pairing up top with Bruno Rendon, Noah Powder as well. Keep an eye out for Lalo Delgado, the #1 shot stopper for the Hailstorm. 30 appearances last year, 71% saves. Not a bad stat at all as far as goalkeepers go. Meanwhile, speaking of goalkeepers for Charlotte, there's another name to watch out for as well. We've talked about strikers. Now we're talking about shot stoppers. Austin Pack, unanimous first-team selection, set a new league record in 2023 with 116 stops in between the pipes, the 30-year-old Georgia native. But for them, it's another two-striker pairing as well, but 3 at the back. So it's going to be interesting to see how the middle third of the pitch, that midfield section, is overloaded. Whether Charlotte's going to have the numbers or Northern Colorado try and create space with and without the ball. It's going to be hard to do when you don't have the numbers. For Charlotte, it's an all-white kit with black numbers on the back. For the host, Northern Colorado, it's the white numbers on the all-navy blue stripe on the right side of your screen. Final check from the officials as everything is set to get underway. Bruno Rendon at the center of your screen. The forward with the hot foot for the Hailstorm. And it will be the host to start proceedings off. The whistle sounds, the ball is rolling. Jägermeister Cup back in action. It is the first home match for Northern Colorado in 2024. That's not something that is usually said at this stage of the season, so head coach Ayman Zayed said, well, we've got a little bit of catching up to do, but in terms of balancing the regular season and the Jägermeister Cup matches, it's no question in terms of there are too many games and fixture congestion. That's not a problem at all. The only problem that we had was playing away from home, but now a chance to play back on familiar turf. Mizaki underneath it. Settled in midfield by Noah Pilato and all the way back. Pack scrambling a little bit, just forced to volley it out of play. Langlois for Lucky Oprah. Those wing backs for Colorado going to push very high up the pitch. Leaves the two center back pairing, David Garcia, Johnny Fenwick, with a lot of room in front of them. If Charlotte can spring a counterattack, they're going to need help quickly. First, it's the Hailstorm's turn to attack. Early cross. Ethan Horde was in front, appealing for a corner kick. The referee says goal kick.
How did he manage to hit that himself, do you think?
You might have been able to hear head coach Ayman Zayed wondering how the last touch came off Ethan Horde.
I don't get that. Like, physically, I don't understand how that happens.
And from that look, he might have a point.
That's what I'm saying.
Everybody tightly packed around that midfield circle. Pack has got quite the foot. Second ball flicked on by Pilato. One touch play, trying to open up something. And nothing doing early on for the Independents. Coming off a 2-1 loss, not only to Forward Madison, but a 4-1 defeat versus Union Omaha. Physical tussle over there. Going to be a lot of that for number 20 in Navy, Ethan Horde. Stands at 6'5". A true number 9, a true forward. Something that in the modern game isn't seen too often. Usually you have strikers dropping back into midfield as what's called a false 9 to help build up play. Ethan Horde will try and drag that back line back. Another opportunity for a cross. It was a shot in the end, and Austin Pack was ready for it. Two strong palms from the man who set a new league record for stops in 2023 with 116. And what looked like prime crossing position nearly caught the shot stopper off guard. Now Chelo Martinez stands over the first corner of the night. Navy blue shirts crowding the top of the key. Outswinging delivery, a lot of loft on it. Spielman was first to it for the visitors, and Horde will chase it down. Ethan Horde has worked himself into a wider position now. Langlois. All the way back to David Garcia. Martinez trying to chip it in behind. Northern Colorado seeing some success on that far side early on. A shout of foul play from Lucky Oprah, and he does get the call. He's been the conduit early on for some of these chances going forward for the Hailstorm. The Nigeria native logged over 2,500 minutes for the Hailstorm in 2023. And in that season, he played left back, sometimes right back, center back, even left mid sometimes. Now playing more of a right wing back role, somewhere in between the midfield and defensive lines, but has gotten very high up early on. Set piece in the 6th minute. Martinez's delivery. Langlois putting it back in the mixer. Powder flicked it back, and Jackson Dietrich didn't see an avenue to put it back toward the box. Jackson Dietrich, who lined up on the far side of midfield, now on the near touchline. The left back, Haruki Yamazaki, all the way on the other side. A little bit of fluidity early on from Coach Zayed's side. Rendon went down theatrically, but play goes on. Numbers getting forward for the Independents. Low cross, dealt with without problems by Patrick Langlois. Short throw in, couple midfielders showing short for it. Instead back to the far side. Give and go, maybe a chance to open up space, but again, it's an errant pass in the final third. And Coach Mike Jeffries said the Jacks just didn't connect passes in the final third. Last time out, they've got to be sharper on the ball and take better care of it, especially over midfield. Northern Colorado has been really claiming possession so far. Still early on in this one, scoreless through 8 minutes. Anton Sorensen with the ball in his hands. A new addition to Charlotte squad this season, formerly of the Philadelphia Union Academy. Battling with Oprah now, cross towards Rendon. Defender in the way. Arms go on the back of heads. Bruno Rendon from 6 yards away, denied. Dietrich now. Dietrich still going, running out of room. Joel Johnson got a shoulder in at the end. Take another look at that one. Good cross by Oprah toward Rendon, and Clay Dimmick had the mark of Bruno Rendon the whole time. And there was a player down after the play. Didn't get a good look at it, but no word from a substitution, so play goes on. Horde giving chase, forcing a long ball. one in the air by David Garcia. Settled by Luis Alvarez. Northern Colorado forcing play back. It is very narrow early on from Charlotte. Haven't really stretched the pitch rather, horizontally as much as they would have liked to. Langlois dropping in. Oprah once again. Now that he's off your screen, he's gonna slowly start walking forward. Nobody's showing short for Garcia. Quick feet from Noah Powder. Yamazaki encouraged to make the overlapping run. He does. His left-footed cross toward the area was a good one. Spielman first to it for the visitors. Northern Colorado knocking on the door, asking all the right questions early on. Back on home soil for the first time in 2024. Rendon spinning away, shooting. Austin Pack had it covered. Rendon just stretching a little bit to try and connect with that one. Didn't really connect with the middle of the ball. That's certainly not the pass that was intended. It's awkward for Pack. Powder goes down, whistle sounds. Head coach Eamon Zayed of the Hailstorm liking what he's seeing so far. Fenwick. Garcia. Charlotte just settling in a little bit. It's allowed the wingbacks to step up. Calls to drive. Dietrich instead moves it along. It's a very measured press from Charlotte. Bashir Njai was going to chase that ball all the way back to the goalkeeper and stopped right as he crossed midfield. Dietrich once again. Rendon told to check in by his gaffer. Instead is Chelo Martinez. Afforded plenty of time on the ball. Thought about the long ball. It's played now. Oprah was open, and in the end just poked away from him by Alvarez. Horde trying to turn, chipping in the middle, and it was well over the head of Bruno Rendon. Right idea, just didn't know where his teammate was. And you wouldn't be able to tell by looking at him, but surely Austin Pack has to be a little bit nervous with how much time the ball is spent in the defensive third for the Independents. Encouragement from the fans. It'll be the right foot of Chelo Martinez, this time an in-swinging ball. Played short, strong header met it. Independents not really gonna step up. And now they will press through Juan Obregón. Yet to see much of the ball in this one. Juan Obregón. Oprah's gonna get there. Rendon is two. It's Bruno Rendon, and a flying Austin Pack denied him at first. Second opportunity blocked in the box. Appeals for a handball. It's Calamity, and it's in the back of the net. It comes off of Bruno Rendon last, and Northern Colorado take the lead in the 14th minute. They all count the same, and Bruno Rendon has his 4th goal in all competitions. What on earth just happened? Oprah cut it back. Defender lost his footing. Rendon had it. Pack made a good save. Rendon couldn't play another ball. Powder's shot was saved. Rendon on the third time was saved by Pack, and then on the fourth time managed to get in the way of a clearance. A poke and then a poor clearance. Rendon right in front. Just put his body in the way. And now the outright leading scorer in the Jägermeister Cup. Four goals on the season, 4 goals in the Jägermeister Cup. Bruno Rendon, in the first iteration of this tournament, is making a name for himself.
Can we stop him that way? All right, Bruno, this way, Bruno. That's it, it's okay. Now relax, Bruno. Oh, Bruno, no, relax. You go.
And now things change a little bit. Northern Colorado have been the brighter side 15 minutes in and get a deserved goal. Really hadn't tested Austin Pack too much. But when you keep the ball in the danger area, it's eventually going to find its way over the line. Look how high Haruki Yamazaki is. Almost at midfield. The left back on paper, now firmly on the other side. He has that little bit of a fluidity about his positioning with Jackson Dietrich, who slid into that role instead. Here's Horde now. Rendon calling for it. Oprah making the overlapping run. Alvarez dealt with it this time. Colorado first to the second ball. And it does appear that Jackson Dietrich has firmly taken that left back role, which would make more sense. But then again, we have seen players all over the place early on. Jalen Martinez was making a run. He wasn't seen by the ball carrier, who is now Noah Powder. And Dietrich, encouraged to stride forward, and does. Doesn't like what he sees. Langlois all the way to the center back pairing, who knock it between themselves. Nifty move from David Garcia. Oprah is wide open on the far side. Another cross and another header away by Nick Spielman. Northern Colorado doing very well to exploit those channels, particularly that one on the far side of the pitch.
Hey, Bruno, Johnny. We're good.
Martinez stamping it upward. Yamazaki's header a little bit wayward, but poured all the way back to corral it. Johnny Fenwick now. Bit of a USL journeyman, Johnny Fenwick. Played for the Des Moines Menace, USL League Two, San Antonio FC, Las Vegas, FC Tulsa, then most recently Sacramento FC. Had over 2,500 minutes with Tulsa in his time. Formerly of the Sheffield Wednesday Academy, and moves the ball along now to Patrick Langlois. Searching for Oprah once again. And Oprah's found space for himself once again. Over hits the ball towards Powder. Went off the post, but was out of play first. Coming up next Wednesday, Monterey Bay FC takes on Eastern Conference leader Charleston Battery in a clash of USL Championship clubs at 10 p.m. Eastern on the CBS Sports Network. Alvarez, no option to play back. It's a well-hit ball towards Horde, who's got options either side of him. Ethan Horde moves it along. Chance for two! And a poor touch sees Austin Pack get a leg out and force the ball out of play. It was Noah Powder getting in behind with the first touch that well and truly let him down. Head coach Eamon Zayed in the white hoodie, the bottom left corner of your screen, talking to some of the players on the bench, wondering how there wasn't a shooting opportunity there. Martinez. Dietrich. Haruki Yamazaki. Not a lot of numbers queuing up in the box. Northern Colorado preferring to build up. They've done well. Martinez. Yamazaki now. A little bit behind Dietrich. Hailstorm running out of room. Forced to play it back. Well defended by Charlotte. It's constant pressure though from the hosts. How much time has the ball spent in the final third of the pitch for Northern Colorado? Powder shuffling onto his right. Still looking for space for the shot, and in the end didn't have an angle for it. Already early on, Northern Colorado with 70% possession, and more than a quarter of the match has been spent in and around that 18-yard box that Austin Pack defends. Which, suffice to say, not the most welcome statistic for the Charlotte Independence fans, but does paint a numerically accurate picture of how this match has gone. 6 shots for the Hailstorm. Meanwhile, Lalo Delgado yet to be tested by the visitors. Chance maybe for that now. They've worked the ball into a promising position. Yamazaki intercepted. Sorensen with his pocket picked. Sorensen this time the beneficiary of a poor pass. A back heel in behind. Langwa on the way. And now Charlotte's starting to press forward just a little bit. Referee has asked the throw to be taken a few steps back. Anton Sorensen gets the ball moving again. Alvarez looking for help long. Puts his arms up as to say, where is everybody? He's not getting much help. The referee has called a foul. Didn't seem to be too much in it, but it's a little bit of a break for Charlotte, who now get to move the ball very high up the pitch with their hands. Nick Spielman, the center back, so too is Hugh Roberts, number 4 and number 3 respectively, on the far side of the 18-yard arc. Luis Alvarez standing over it. Plays the pass on the ground. Sorensen on the left. Good cross toward the middle. Second ball headed down by Obregon. Oberton now spinning, losing track of it, and now has to track back. Northern Colorado could fly forward here with numbers. Rendon got in the way of the pass towards Horde, and Alvarez gets in the way of the attack for the Hailstorm. Oberton didn't get much help on the other side of his pass. And again, you see Haruki Yamazaki, number 14, on the right side of your screen. And that left back position with Jackson Dietrich, number 6 in Navy, back in the middle. Those two flip-flopping a little bit, keeping Charlotte on their toes. Chelo Martinez poised to cross it, And Bruno Rendon with a wild hack that may have almost gone backwards in the end. Might need to practice that technique a couple more times. Still, though, to his credit, 4 goals in the Jägermeister Cup. The leading goal scorer of the competition so far. That was always going to be a tough ball to deal with. His head coach, Eamon Zayed, not pleased with that effort. Apologize for any colorful language our microphones may have picked up. Pilato all the way up. Dimmick running onto it, and it's a corner for the Independents. Corner kicks tonight are brought to you by Meadow Gold. We've had 2 for the hosts, now the first for the visitors. And this is the highest the ball has been up the pitch for Charlotte in minute number 26. It's Rendon's strike, or rather fortunate block in the 14th minute that separates the 2 sides as of now. Sorensen standing over it. Lofted ball, volleyed back down in front. It was Nick Spielman, the center back, getting on the end of that cross, as he was very nearly the last time Sorensen played a ball in the area. Spielman with 2 goals to his name. Defender by trade, had 3 tallies last season. Alvarez's turn from the corner kick, a bouncing ball met by Horde. Sorensen chests it back to the corner taker, Alvarez. Obertan. Johnson strike! Oh my goodness! A beautiful goal from Joel Johnson, and it's 1-1. Completely against the run of play, Joel Johnson provides the equalizer for the Independents. And Future Legends Complex has fallen silent. Obertan found him with plenty of space. He's 25 yards out, gets it up and over the goalkeeper. A flying Lalo Delgado couldn't get a right hand to it. And the dip on this ball to come back down underneath the crossbar, that is some skill. A 2023 USL League One second team selection, had 6 goals to his name last season, now his second in all competitions in 2024. And there was a palpable buzz in Windsor, Colorado. You can almost hear a pin drop now on the sidelines. We go again from the center circle, 1 apiece. And truly maybe a contender for the goal of the week as well. Long ball up top. Charlotte with some pep in their step. It's overhit in the end towards Obertan. Now momentum completely shifted. And for the stat fanatics among us listening tonight, in terms of expected goals, Northern Colorado has 1.24, so 1 goal makes sense. For Charlotte, the expected goals tally as of the 29th minute, 0.02. 0.02. That is an incredible goal from Joel Johnson. Hailstorm on the offensive again. Horde took it down. Felt the challenge from Hugh Roberts on his back. Couldn't shake it. Second ball in, and it's over everybody. Powder went down. Official waves the flag. That'll be a foul and a free kick for the Hailstorm. Been a lot of work on that right side by Noah Powder and Lucky Oprah, you just saw on your screen. Ball in, flicked on. It was Oprah first to it. The referee says corner kick. As we have news from another Jägermeister Cup match, Chattanooga and Lexington. It was 2-1 Red Wolves going into the break. Then 3-2 at the 57th minute. And then 2 goals from Lexington in stoppage time to come all the way back, and they take it 4-3 over the Red Wolves. Corner kicks tonight presented to you by Meadow Gold. Played in by Martinez. Flicked on from 6 yards. It was David Garcia first to it. Couldn't get it on frame.
All the members of our NOCO Lightning Academy here tonight. The soccer pipeline in northern Colorado is strong.
So well-driven cross by Martinez. David Garcia falling away from it. Always tough to get that on frame when you don't have literal ground to stand on. Your balance is off your midair. Your body weight and your momentum is taking you away from the goal, and yet you're expected to put the ball toward the goal. Did well to kind of shape his upper body to meet the ball, just couldn't get over the top of it. And it's a familiar sight to before that equalizing goal for Charlotte, where the Independents are pushed deep in their own half a little bit. And the back line from Northern Colorado urged to step up. Creative touch from Bruno Rendon. Rendon still going and severely mishit the cutback. Still some skill worthy of applause from the Hailstorm faithful. Rendon was a center back by trade before being slated to play up top, and what a good decision that was. Sometimes you just need the right coach, and under head coach Eamon Zayed, Bruno Rendon has really flourished. Coach Zayed has played and coached the sport for over 2 decades, and he says Rendon, one of the most athletically gifted players he's seen. Here's Gabriel Oberton, dragging a shot wide. Delgado never seemed too troubled by it. Not the first time you've said Gabriel Oberton's name tonight. Number 56 for Charlotte. Has a storied career of his own. The 35-year-old from France played at top clubs around the world, including Newcastle United, Bordeaux, and then most notably Manchester United for the European soccer fans among us tonight, who kept up with a shock win for Manchester United over Manchester City in the FA Cup. Slicing switch, Yamazaki rose to keep it in and did. Rendon now finds Yamazaki on the overlap. Rendon a ways away from goal, forced to play back. Switch wasn't on for Oprah that time, so it's back to Yamazaki. No stride toward midfield. There might be shooting space here for Noah Powder. He's played it back to Yamazaki. And Noah Powder again. Closed down quickly, he was eyeing up goal. And as much as Charlotte have afforded Northern Colorado space on the flanks, they've closed down the middle quite well and forced bad decisions like that. Minute 34, one apiece from Future Legends Complex. It was Bruno Rendon in the 14th minute, getting in the right position at the right time. He now finds Dietrich. One more pass, and it had to be dealt with, and it was. It's another corner for Northern Colorado. Corner kicks tonight brought to you by Meadow Gold. As I was saying, it was Rendon striking the 14th minute, canceled out by Joel Johnson's hurler in the 27th. Martinez stands this one up, and Pack had to get a fist to it. It was a deeper cross than we've seen so far today from Chelo Martinez. The former Mingo's man. It was 6-0 in terms of shots for Northern Colorado just a little bit ago. Now it's 7-2. That one shot on target for the Independents found the back of the net. Played quickly, finds the goal scorer for the visitors, Joel Johnson. Dimmick, Roberts. Oberton has checked back for it. This is lovely one-touch build-up from the visitors. Alvarez on his right, plays it in the box for Oberton, who goes down. Referee had a perfect view and has zero interest in blowing the whistle. Now going the other way. Horde gets around his mark. Ethan Horde strike, and Pack makes the stop. Austin Pack again, and it's still 1-1. Corner taken quickly, brought to you by Meadow Gold. Martinez goes down. Just managed to get that ball away before he got clipped. And the forward Madison man in 2023, his first match in Navy Blue and Future Legends Complex, slow to get up to his feet. Head coach Eamon Zayed on your screen in the white hoodie said Martinez was somebody who he always hated playing against last year, someone who he always watched in the film room, and when the opportunity arose to sign him, he had to jump at the chance. Martinez does have a knack to play in a cross with speed and dip. Maybe even shooting position, a la Toni Kroos in the 2018 World Cup, who just retired today, or rather played his last match with Real Madrid. Martinez, all the way up top, shooting space for Powder, right into a defender. Second opportunity by Langlois, and a half-hearted flick that loops into the grasp of Austin Pack. Quick restart. Alvarez weathers the challenge. Sees Obregon, can't get around Haruki Yamazaki, who kept the ball in play. Well done by the Nara, Japan native. Just managed to get that ball to dance on the paint. Oprah chasing it down. Did he run out of real estate? Yes, he did. It'll be a goal kick. You can see it on the corner flag wobbling a little bit. Wind's starting to pick up. Austin Pack was feeling thirsty, and Eamon Zayed is not a fan of unscheduled drink breaks, making his opinion known, but the ball is rolling nonetheless. And Jai. Dimmick. Coach Zayed He's still upset about the water break. No Ted Lasso memory of a goldfish today. Intercepted on the far side. Powder on the break. Look at Rendon tearing on the near side. He was open. So too is Jackson Dietrich. Finds his footing. Doesn't find Rendon. Independence now can get numbers back. Langlois. Martinez. Powder. Left-footed cross. Ethan Horde not on the other end of it. Clay Dimmick might get there first. Gets a fortunate bounce. And moves it along to Johnson, the goal scorer. Thought about another go. Instead, Alvarez. Oberton. Gabriel Oberton. Just wanted it a little bit too much. Coach Zayed barking out no shots, and Northern Colorado did well to put him off balance and not give him an angle to work with. Into the 41st minute now. Long ball from Delgado. A couple players went down. That's a pretty easy call for the referee. Yamazaki wanted a yellow card as well. Still yet to see one tonight. David Garcia now. He's fallen to Obregon. He hasn't seen much of the ball today. Staying selfish with it. Juan Obregon on his left. Sliding challenge came in from Patrick Langlois, and it needed to. Juan Obregon hadn't seen very much of the ball. And when he got a look at goal, Patrick Langlois closed it down. Corner kick tonight brought to you by Meadow Gold. Alvarez, that's a good delivery. Delgado met it, it falls to Johnson. He scored from that distance earlier. Oberton, Njai, doesn't like what he sees. Tried to force the diagonal ball. And Yamazaki goes over again. He's gonna be slower to get up this time. Is Gabriel Oberton, the Frenchman who's left the Japan native in a heap. A couple appeals, but again, no further punishment. Yamazaki, somebody who's started both Jägermeister Cup games, now all three, for Coach Zayed, somebody who really impressed him, said his head coach, formerly of Oral Roberts University, now playing his first season of pro ball. Garcia. Yamazaki directing traffic. It's not his ball to play just yet. Gabriel Oberton, despite 35 years of age, still running down the ball. A man who began his pro career in 2006. when Haruki Yamazaki, the man who has been guarding him most of the night, was 5 years old. Clay Dimmick on the throw-in towards Obertan. It's Dietrich picking up Obertan now. Obertan didn't find much space, but took care of the ball. Has some space now. Dietrich got there first. Obregon. 1-2 for Obregon. It was heads-up play from Obertan to leave it for Juan Obregon to run onto. Just lashed at it a little bit. Hard to do when the adrenaline, the excitement builds up of a goal-scoring opportunity, especially when he hasn't seen much of the ball tonight. Fourth official indicates 3 minutes at a minimum of additional time. Honors even through 45. Martinez overplayed Powder, but Oprah might get there. Almost did in the end. There's a little bit of a disagreement going on the sideline. It seemed like a lot of time for Charlotte. There's been a call, and the referee has pulled it back. And head coach Ayman Zayed is irate, to put it nicely. And he seems to have something to stand on here. If it is a foul for Northern Colorado, but they had the ball in a very promising position, and instead of playing advantage, the whistle sounded. The fourth official explaining that there was an advantage to be had. Zayed loudly disagreeing. Headed on, Garcia first to it, as he was a little while ago in this match from the corner. And once again, just like that last time, falling away from it in the air. Austin Pack never going to be troubled by it. We're into the 47th, now 48th minute of additional time. It seemed like Charlotte didn't want too much additional time. Northern Colorado was happy to take it. Neither team has really created something notable with that additional time, but that could change here. Yamazaki squares up his mark one-on-one and fell away from it as he went to strike it. It was 70-30 possession about halfway through this half. Now it's roughly 63-37 in favor of Northern Colorado. So Charlotte seeing progressively more of the ball. And you can hear Coach Zayed again saying that Charlotte was complaining about the 3 added minutes, that they were ready for halftime. The whistle should sound shortly in a minute here, but not before one last Hailstorm offensive. Martinez, it's Chelo Martinez. Body in the way, and that does it for the first half. One apiece at Future Legends Complex. Bruno Rendon and Joel Johnson etching their names onto the score sheet. And through 45 minutes, the score, Northern Colorado Hailstorm FC 1, Charlotte Independence 1. Well, an exciting first half, to say the least. In week 3 of the Jägermeister Cup, We've got lots to talk about at halftime, highlight stats, and more. You won't want to miss it. Stick with us. Completely against the run of play, Joel Johnson.
Every 2 seconds, a hospital patient needs help only blood can provide. That help depends on volunteer blood donors. When you take an hour and donate blood with nonprofit Vitalant, you can help save more than one life. Recent donor eligibility updates now allow even more people to roll up a sleeve and give. Learn more and make your appointment at Vitalant.org. Because of you, life doesn't stop.
Hello from NOCO Humane, your community partner for comprehensive animal welfare services in Larimer and Weld counties. While you may not recognize our new name and logo, we have more than 50 years of experience and expertise formerly operating as Larimer Humane Society. We have expanded our reach and our impact, taking on the sheltering and care of animals in Weld County in light of the dissolution of the Humane Society of Weld County. This transition ensures that vital animal services will not only continue but thrive, bringing even greater compassionate care and commitment to the pets and people of Northern Colorado. Join us as we heal, nurture, and protect more than 10,000 companion animals in the year to come. 2 shelters, 1 mission. NOCO Humane.
Now it's Cheney onto the right foot, and he buries it. For a second consecutive match, it's a dream start for forward Madison. This time, it's Christian Cheney. Obregon buries a beautiful free kick. His second in Jägermeister Cup play. It down, plays it off. Gebhard, and it's 2-1. Disallowed on one end for Charlotte, and Gebhard retakes the lead.
Your Hailstorm player lets it fly, turned away, and the tap-in is through. Chelo Martinez, Hernandez, his cross finds Rendon, he scores, it's 2-0, Northern Colorado. 1 goal already, Rendon, make it 2. Castro rolls it central, it's tapped in. Headed back, dangerously so. Horde settles, Horde scores. A 4th, slices through traffic, Yamazaki strike, oh, Yamazaki.
McKinnon goes to his right. Lion McKinnon shoots, and oh my goodness! It's nearly deja vu for Lion McKinnon against Tormenta. A screaming effort for Tormenta. Nice weighted ball, Curry! And he blasts it home. Tormenta take the advantage. Jamie Smith, he scores.
Probably shouldn't. Fort Park is going to regret that one.
Jamie Smith from downtown!
My. Just laughed at the audacity of the attempt by Jamie Smith.
75 goals in his career with Lou City in USL Championship. Looking for one here. Oh, it's a beautiful strike. And it's in for Lancaster. If the home side can't hurry, Diouf fires the shot and curls it in. Kept nicely, wind and fire, and it's in! Alfredo Medense, welcome aboard! To keep, it's loose in the box, and an area shot is in! My goodness! Central Valley has tied. Morales approaches, stutters, and scores! The hesitation. This one goes up and off the crossbar. Great look denied by the crossbar. Bill Hart from distance, no. Good ball in. A chance for Marsh. Chance for Lukic. And it falls through for the opening goal in the 85th minute. A moment of chaos results in a goal for the Red Wings.
Rodriguez, he's 1v1. Rodriguez! Masayo Rodriguez! 4 goals in 3 games! Before he gets stripped away, a shot goes and we're even! Andre Lewis! 5 minutes after Rodriguez, it's Lewis with his second in 2024, and we are tied at 1. Dolabella and Merancio scores. Dolabella 2-1 Omaha off of the penalty. Russian of velocity. Heel off of his heels. Heel scores! Birthday sends this one in. Metaner inward. Heel scores! He gets on the board on the 90+. And Spokane have taken the lead and put the pressure on Omaha.
Go get it, Doug.
When termites show up, so do we. Terminix it.
Traeger up over the top. Tristan Traeger. It's in.
Opportunity here. The hits and a goal.
The best nights start with Jägermeister. Made with 56 botanicals. Always served ice cold.
Take a miracle to come back from this. Heartbreaking end to the season. But what's this?
For the moments when anticipation
Clock's counting down. 5 seconds. 3, 2.
becomes celebration. Jägermeister. Meister the moment.
They're hungry for the women's game. They want to see women's soccer. They want to play women's soccer, and that's what we're building at the USL.
You can see it in my eyes, only want the best. Running every night, won't settle for less. Got me looking to the sky, got me feeling blessed. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest. Burning up inside of my chest. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest. Looks great. Oh.
When termites show up, so do we. Terminix it.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at the news and notes around USL League One. First off, the U.S. Open Cup. Talking about USL Championship this time around. 3 teams advancing to the next round. Plus, with West Coast expansion in League One, AV Alta joining in 2025 out on the West Coast. And meanwhile, the Jägermeister Cup leaderboard, Bruno Rendon came into this game tied with Union Omaha's Misael Rodriguez with 3 goals each. Rendon, the Cuban, now in the pole position for the top scorer in the Cup. As we take a look at some of the scores in the Cup, Forward Madison getting the job done with 3 points over on Knoxville. That crazy come-from-behind victory, 2 stoppage time goals for Lexington against 10-man Chattanooga. Richmond put 2 goals past South Georgia Tormenta to take that one. And then meanwhile, Spokane and Greenville, that game kicked off the same time as this one, scoreless through 45. Looking ahead to round 4, some exciting matchups as well. Charlotte going to play Richmond coming off that win. Lexington going to try and stop one Knoxville from bouncing back. Meanwhile, Union Omaha and Spokane Velocity, that one's going to be a fun one to watch out for. Two teams that are trying to right previous wrongs in the same group as Northern Colorado, who take on Central Valley on Saturday, June 8th at 9 p.m. Eastern. All right, we've got one more break before the second half kickoff. Stick with us. More action on the other side. Jägermeister is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the inaugural USL Jägermeister Cup. Take a shot at glory and celebrate the magic of this exciting new tournament all year long. Please drink responsibly. First half highlights from Future Legends Complex in Windsor, Colorado. It was all Northern Colorado on the offensive front. A little bit of luck, maybe, a little bit of disaster, maybe, if you're a Charlotte fan, but in the end, it's a goal, 1-0. In the 14th minute, Bruno Rendon becomes the competition's top goal scorer outright with his 4th in Jägermeister Cup play. Fast forward now to minute number 27. Some play from the corner kick, one-touch passing, finds Gabriel Oberton, and then Joel Johnson tees one up from 25 yards, and it sails into the back of the net. One apiece through 45. Charlotte did well to play a little bit stronger toward the tail end of that first half. They still only had 37% possession as compared to Northern Colorado's 63. Hailstorm putting up double-digit shots, 7 of them on target, which is a wild conversion rate in terms of putting the ball on frame, but the 2023 USL League One first-team selection, Austin Pack, in the net for the Independents, doing well to keep all of them out except for one. Just about ready to go for that second half. The wind truly picking up in Windsor, Colorado. It's an overcast night sky and the floodlights are on. It is the Independents on the right side of your screen in the all-white away strip. Northern Colorado on the left, defending the kickoff in the navy blue. And the ball is moving once again at the Future Legends Complex. So what has each coach cooked up in the locker room? For head coach Mike Jeffries and the Independents, he lamented in the midweek when we got a chance to speak with him at the lack of adjustment in some of Charlotte's recent matches, where they would come out of the locker room and concede a goal either early in the second half or late into the match, and it was goals they shouldn't be conceding. They didn't have a great start this time around, but managed to pull it back to all square in minute number 27 from the 2023 USL League One second team selection, Joel Johnson. Just some pinball play on the far side. It was lucky Oprah for the hosts on that far side, who was seeing a lot of the ball in the opening 10-15 minutes or so. It is that same far channel through which Charlotte want to attack. In that first half, Charlotte went through the left channel 43% of the time. Now over on that right side to start half number 2. Dimmick trying to get it into the area, and he was in an offside position before he could meet the ball with his foot. Meanwhile, for the Hailstorm, it was 38% down that right channel, but 36 on the left. Started to even things out a little bit, but that middle third of the pitch, as we talked about when this game kicked off, is going to be the contentious point. Charlotte have the numbers on paper, especially because they like to sit back in that low block. They're not really executing much of a high press, which means that Northern Colorado is throwing wingbacks forward in the wide channels to try and create that overload in the middle of the pitch, which they did to great success in the first 45. The same 11 that started the match for each team is still out there. No substitutes to speak of just yet. Alvarez. Martinez. Jai put his head down for it. Instead plays it back to Hugh Roberts. New signing for the Independents this year. Head coach Mike Jeffrey said he's really worked well at the back with his partner in crime, so to speak, Nick Spielman, the two center backs. Here's Oberton. Physical challenge with Rendon, who wins a goal kick. Bruno Rendon, the leading goal scorer in the Jägermeister Cup, has played center back for a considerable portion of his career and may be dropping a little bit deeper down the pitch this time around. Powder beaten on the touch by Sorensen, who takes on a couple more defenders. Anton Sorensen now spinning. Has space afforded to him. Tried to leather that pass towards Obregon, who just couldn't corral it. Lalo Delgado gonna restart play. He had 13 clean sheets last season for Northern Colorado, is yet to register one this year. Meanwhile, the Independents undefeated when playing away from home. This, the Hailstorm's first match in Colorado this season. Here's Horde. Had it poked away from him, but stays with it. Ethan Horde now on his right, shooting, forcing a save out of Austin Pack, who had to gobble up the rebound as well. Chelo Martinez nearly getting a toe poke to it. Austin Pack, someone who his head coach Mike Jeffrey said had very high standards going into this year. Consistently, in his opinion, one of the best goalkeepers in the league, and always has the right mentality. Wind really picking up now. It's helped with that long ball over the top to Horde, though. On his left, Thought about the shot, cut it back one more time, and Roberts got his leg in the way. Calls to turn for Bashir and Jai. Space afforded on the near side to Alvarez. Misjudged the bounce of the ball. Gets there with a creative back heel. Pilado. Referee saw a player go down, whistle stayed silent. And Jai once again. And wind well and truly obscuring play in more ways than one here. Roberts. A chance to go the other way for the host now. Here's Chelo Martinez. Plays the ball to the far side. Step overs in the mix. Powder's shot. Couple bodies in the way, and Powder is on the deck. Slow to get up. Play resumes without him. Obertan. One-on-one. Is Gabriel Obertan. Moves it along. Luis Alvarez! It's 2-1! The Independents have come all the way back. Had absolutely all day to shoot, and didn't he just oh so well with the instep of his right boot. Appeals for offside not given. Nobody closed down Gabriel Obertan, and nobody picked up Luis Alvarez. With the right foot, just steps into it. A little bit of dip on it as well. That is some strike. It is exquisite technique, and the third goal of the season for the Honduran. His second of the month, his last strike coming on May 3rd against Central Valley. And the Jacks are in front for the first time tonight. It has been 2 goals that Lalo Delgado could do nothing about. And for a team that has not seen the majority of possession today, nor the majority of shooting chances, full credit to Charlotte for taking those chances by the Antlers. Maybe? We had to try one punt for the Jägermeister Cup. Got to try one. Two standing over it for Northern Colorado. Martinez on the left, Powder on the right. It's nowhere near shooting distance, especially with the wind, which might affect the delivery. Martinez plays it on the ground. Dietrich lined up a shot from a ways away. There was a bit of pensiveness there from Austin Pack. Got a little bit closer in the end than I think many on the pitch were expecting, but he's pumped his hands as if to say it's all good. Was never worried about it. He'll send it into the Windsor night sky. The wind picks it up. Alvarez, go-ahead goal scorer as of now. One-time ball breaking the lines. Obertan once again. Sorensen on the overlap. And it was a ball played quickly into the area that caught Juan Obregon by surprise. It's interesting to see in the build-up now how Gabriel Obertan has drifted into the left wing position, was staying central and checking into the right toward the tail end of that first half. But then again, the first goal for Charlotte Oberton was over on the left side. Powder goes down. Referee had a great look. Our camera person had an even better look. Didn't seem like there was much in that one. Martinez. Haruki Yamazaki for Rendon. Stamped away. Falls back to Yamazaki. Crossed it in. And it's a little bit messy right now. But Northern Colorado still pushing, probing, searching for a way to level the score again. Oberton forced to nick it out of play and got it to come off Loki Oprah last. Oberton has covered considerable ground, and the referee has heard something that he hasn't liked. Appeals for a yellow card, still none given tonight. 57 minutes into this one.
So coaches have to stay here. They're not allowed down there.
Generally, that's the rule of thumb, yes.
Coach Ayman Zayed is being directed to stay in his technical area. Not something that he seems particularly fond of.
You just want to give yellow cards out. Do you like it?
I don't.
Dietrich
Bring it back.
came off the head and neck area of Hugh Roberts, who stood his ground. The 6'4" Maryland native, who had 78 career appearances for the Independents from 2019 to 2021. Make that 87 now, including this season. Started every contest in 2024. Lovely build-up. Chelo Martinez, early cross! And it needed to be cleared away. Hack came out to get it, didn't get there. Defender was there instead. Danger still present for the Jacks. Yamazaki, Rendon, the drag back. Powder. Diagonal ball. And the idea was there, it was a good one. Execution not so much. Austin Pack in no hurry to restart play. Far too early to be bleeding the clock, but just doesn't like what he sees. And the referee has sounded the whistle because Pack took a little bit too long. Yellow card for time wasting for the Charlotte shot stopper. I believe that is the first yellow card that any Independence player has picked up in Jägermeister play. Usually you don't see those time-wasting calls until the final few minutes of a match. But in the 60th minute, the first booking is produced. Horde. Lost out. Oberton has drifted to the far side now and has started another attack for the Independents. He gets it back here. Gabriel Oberton cutting it back. Stamped away. It's become far too easy for the Frenchman to create something from nothing for the visitors. Oberton again. Lost his balance, but maintained possession. Won quickly by Martinez. Now Ethan Horde running onto it. Oprah making the run and gets there. Alvarez in the way of the cross. Still work to be done for Luis Alvarez, and has the outlet pass. Langlois goes over. Couple substitutes getting ready for Coach Zayed and the Hailstorm. Opportunity to have a hit off the crossbar from way out. Why not when you have that much space? Austin Pack was scrambling for it. He may have got a touch in the end. Dietrich. Colorado imbued with some confidence now. Charlotte taking a few more precautions on defense. Jackson Dietrich. Oprah. Heavy touch. Langlois. Hailstorm working it back in again. Powder dancing with the chop on the left. Sets up the shot from distance. Body in the way. It's Roberts again with more brave defending. And here come the Jacks. Obertan. Alvarez now. Those two connected for the second goal. Alvarez still going, trying to find Obertan again. And all the way out of play. Quick restart stop for the substitution. Take a second look at Patrick Langlois' strike from 30, maybe 35 yards out. My goodness. Just from nowhere. Rattles the frame. And it is a double change for Coach Zayed. A Quiznos double substitution. Danny Robles introduced to the contest, so too is Billy King in place of Noah Powder and Jackson Dietrich.
Here, can we add all this on, please? I don't know what's going on.
A little bit of miscommunication as
I don't know. They're just going to slow the game down.
play was getting ready to be restarted.
Listen, I don't mind as long as we add it back.
Billy King, one of the brighter players in the league last season, according to his head coach, Eamon Zayed. Somebody who is sometimes overlooked. Has a chance to get almost 30 minutes off the bench tonight. Making his third appearance off the bench this season, still working his way back from an injury. Played 31 matches last season, started all but one. A two-time Premiership champion in the top flight of his native Scotland. Not too far, of course, from Eamon Zayed's neck of the woods. A Dubliner himself. And a man who played for the Independents back in 2018. Had 8 goals in 25 appearances for the Jacks. And spoke in the midweek about what it's like coaching against the side he used to play for. And how there always seems to be just a little bit more there for him in terms of the emotional weight of this matchup. Langlois might have another shot, had a lane to do so, and in the end almost took away his own angle. Kept driving and couldn't thread the eye of the needle. Corner kick, brought to you by Metal Gold, taken quickly. Billy King looking to dance. Early cross, Pack was there. Lightning quick reflexes to get a palm to it. And right off the bench, Billy King wants to cause some havoc for the Independents back line. Coach Zayed telling Danny Robles to overload the near side. He strides to the middle now. 66 minutes in. Looking at the expected goals tally, it's 2.35 for Northern Colorado compared to 0.30 for Charlotte. And the score reads 2-1 Independence. Johnson in the 27th. And then Alvarez in the 52nd. To Rendon's lone strike for the hosts in minute 14. And again, it's no rush on the restart. Ball out to go all the way out of play. As Coach Jeffries will make his first change of the match. Gabriel Oberton, who was provider for both goals tonight, makes way in place of Tracer Mbuyu, who had 9 goals himself last season for the Jacks, yet to register his first tally in 2024. And Charlotte are 23 minutes away from staying undefeated away from home in both USL League One and Jägermeister Cup play. An impressive feat early on in the season. Meanwhile, Northern Colorado playing their first match on home turf in 2024. And as of now, on the wrong end of it. Here's Billy King. King going down, free kick, Colorado. And a booking to boot. This is prime shooting position. Billy King, who was a 63rd minute substitute, looks a little bit worse for wear, but likely to continue. Is Anton Sorensen the guilty party? Former Union Academy man. Spent a few seasons in the Philadelphia Union system. Picked up by Charlotte ahead of 2024. So standing over the ball for Northern Colorado, it's Chelo Martinez and Johnny Fenwick. Langlois in support. Fenwick the center back. Martinez the midfielder. It is Johnny Fenwick to strike off the crossbar again. How unfortunate for Northern Colorado. Almost hitting the exact same centimeter on the pipe as a few minutes ago. And the frame of the goal comes to the aid of Austin Pack again. It is high-octane play in the Jägermeister Cup. An emphasis on offensiveness. It's just a touch of unluckiness. Eamon Zayed, the gaffer for Northern Colorado, an Irishman himself, must have run out of luck ahead of this one. Not many four-leaf clovers growing around Windsor, Colorado. Poor passes forced David Garcia all the way back. Robles. Yamazaki. Nobody showing short for him. He's going to go on a dribble himself. Langlois. Driven switch. Now Rendon trying to take it down. Chelo Martinez. David Garcia, fancy to strike. Moved it along to an open lucky Oprah. And body in the way again for Charlotte. It's another corner kick. Brought to you by Meadow Gold. The bell tolls. And time is starting to run out for the Hailstorm. Still plenty of it, but just a bit of nerviness around Future Legends Complex now. The Hailstorm faithful treated to seeing their team again for the first time in 2024. Maybe rewarded with an equalizer here. Forced all the way back. Robles running onto it. Bounce down in front of the box. David Garcia nearly got there. Luis Alvarez is there. So too is Chelo Martinez. 58 and raining, according to the weather app, Windsor, Colorado. Headed on, took a deflection, was looping. Rendon first to it. Up over the goal, and it's another corner kick. The rain really starting to pour down here at the Future Legends Complex. We've seen the ball skip away from players a little bit. Martinez, good delivery. Oprah got there, but saw his shot blocked. Alvarez again first to it for the Independents. And it comes off of Billy King last. No, it doesn't. Referee pointed in the direction of Charlotte, but must have pointed the wrong way, and he allowed play to continue. It's King. Garcia. Crunch time looming large for Northern Colorado. King again, working himself free again. Northern Colorado, no foul called! It was Rendon on the strike, and now the referee is crowded. Play was allowed to continue. A yellow card is produced. The Independence bench up in arms. They wanted a foul. Bruno Rendon nearly leveling the score from a no call. And now some louder voices from the pitch on that last play. Double change for Coach Jeffries and the Independents. Carlton Belmar replaces Juan Obregon. Denzel Akiempong will take off Noah Pilato.
Into the game, number 9, Carlton Belmar. On for number 29, J.C. Obregon Jr.
Akiempong making his 4th appearance of the season, all off the bench.
On for number 15, Noah Pilato.
Played against Central Valley in the first game of the month, his first appearance in almost a month. That yellow card that you saw earlier has officially been awarded to Nick Spielman. So now 3 players in the referee's book, all still on the pitch and all playing in white. Belmar's first touch of the match. Headed on and no one on the other side of it. Robles. Got away from Ethan Hort. Charlotte really starting to see some control of the ball now in the opposite half. Marky Hernandez warming up for Northern Colorado. Not his time just yet. Fenwick looking long. Just played a pass in the middle of the pitch. Alvarez. Stopped a little bit cynically there by Denny Robles. One of the early changes for the Hailstorm goes into the book. It was rather Haruki Yamazaki with a bit of a pull on his numerical complement, Luis Alvarez. First yellow card for the Hailstorm out of the 4 shown tonight. And Coach Eamon Zayed of the Hailstorm at the bottom of your screen giving some last instructions to Marky Hernandez. Seems fit to enter this match shortly. A shot from the edge of the area or it's going to have to be played long. That was the instruction for Hernandez. He had 7 goals for the Hailstorm in 2023, yet to score his first this season. Oprah collects his own poor pass. Langlois. Space to turn now for Chelo Martinez. Well hit to Yamazaki. Player down off the ball. Referees had a look. Calls the turn for Oprah. Trying to work space for a left-footed shot, and it was always rising. Now the referee will welcome the athletic training staff on. Looks like Anton Sorensen who's down. And that anticipated change for Northern Colorado will be made now. It is Lucky Oprah who will make way for Marky Hernandez.
Attention fans, Quizno's substitution. Hailstorm are
The
making
former Chattanooga Red Wolves man.
number 11, Marky Hernandez, on
The
board.
Quiznos substitution. The 3rd change of the match for Northern Colorado. Sorensen still slow to get to his feet. Said head coach Mike Jeffries, someone who's been extremely consistent in training and in match performances, developing well defensively. An exciting player to watch going forward in his young career. 21-year-old Haitian. Spent the last 5 years in the Philadelphia Union Academy, one of the more prolific academies in recent years in Major League Soccer, of course, with the notable 14-year-old Kevin Sullivan. The Aronson brothers as well, Brendan and Paxton, playing overseas. Plenty of other players to talk about. Hernandez getting his first touches of the match, and he wants to keep that ball to himself. Martinez with the check of the shoulder, moves it along. Langlois rattled the crossbar from this distance a little earlier, and that may be offside for Rendon. Flag stayed down. Appeared to be in an offside position, but did well to hold his run. And it's played out of touch for a Northern Colorado corner. kicks tonight brought to you by Meadow Gold. There have been quite a handful of corner kicks in this match for Northern Colorado. 10th of the night, headed towards Danny Robles. The 9th corner kick, rather. They seem to be stacking up regardless. Compared to just 3 for Charlotte, though they did score from one in the first half. 82nd minute. Everybody giving Austin Pack some space. Billy King wriggling free in midfield. Really pushing the envelope now, sits a man down. Billy King! Oh, what a run that would have been. Knuckled the shot, but right at the goalkeeper. Turned defense to offense in the blink of an eye. Made Joel Johnson fall over and just didn't connect with it in the end. Robles trying to send it long, and there's too much on it for Rendon, who was lamenting the chance, but is told to stay high and pressure the goalkeeper by his head coach.
Coach, just please take a seat. Thank you.
Acrobatic clearance. Nearly kept in play. Nervy moments now for Northern Colorado. Back heel from Alvarez. Stifled in its tracks. Billy King once again, he's got the energy and the foot skills, but not the room this time around. Yamazaki has a few white shirts around him, not a lot of blue. Has to create space himself, finds Marky Hernandez. Got underneath the cross, Horde to it, falls to Billy King. Had it poked away from him. It's a physical coming together, and the referee blows the whistle against David Garcia, who says Tracer Mbuyu ran into him, but he still gets a yellow card anyways.
A yellow card is issued to Hailstorm number 4, David Garcia.
Garcia, who played the full 90 against One Knoxville, the last match for Northern Colorado 2 weeks ago, was his first appearance in over a month since the 4-6 game, April 6th game against Greenville. Appeared to be a handball there. Referee says Hailstorm ball. Restart prevented. Robles forced to play it back. Now Yamazaki has found himself in a very advanced position. Haruki Yamazaki has 2 defenders with him and runs out of real estate. Denzel Akyempong doing well to shield him out of play. Austin Pack trying to urge some energy in his side to push Charlotte over the line. 85 minutes gone. Make that 86. 85 minutes gone, 86th minute rather. Sorensen. Heavy chop from Tracer Mbuyu. King working forward. Yamazaki again. Northern Colorado loving that far channel. Managed to keep possession and his footing. Hernandez, stonewalled. Longwall wants it, and he'll get it, but he has to track back for it a bit. Calls to put it back in. Martinez has the space. Yamazaki does not, but he wins the foul in the process. Another set piece opportunity. Chela Martinez, a real specialist from the dead ball scenario. One more change to be made after the set piece is played. And now it will be 10 quarter kicks for Northern Colorado. Instead of headed clear, it was headed over the touchline. Quarter kicks tonight brought to you by Metal Gold. The referee will introduce the substitute first. It is Jake Keegan who replaces Haruki Yamazaki. Some fresh legs on the far side, the side at which Northern Colorado has chosen to pursue time and time again when going forward. In swinging delivery, headed away. Everybody in the attacking half for Northern Colorado. Billy King has time to put it in. Might want to go himself a bit. Instead, it's Chela Martinez. Misjudged the position of Horde. Puts it in the box, headed on, it's an equalizer! 2-2, and it's Marky Hernandez who levels things up. Just 5'5" and managed to go airborne. A little swagger on the celebration too. 4 goals split right down the middle. And all 5'5" of Marky Hernandez rose up to meet the cross from Ethan Horde. Oh, that is spectacular. Falling away from it, didn't even know where the goal was facing away from the direction he was shooting. Just managed to flick it on with enough hair follicles. And it is 2-2, 89th minute. An emphasis on goals scored in this competition, and that could prove all important later down the line for Northern Colorado. Still atop of Group 3 for now. Poor pass. And enough in the foul for the referee to sound the whistle. Won by Tracer Mbuyu.
Because tonight is a USL Jägermeister Cup match, it will go straight to penalty kicks if still tied after 90 minutes of play.
So the 90th minute now, if we are still tied here in Windsor, Colorado, after 90 minutes, it goes straight to PKs. Both teams will earn 1 point, with the penalty shootout winner earning an additional one. The 90th of regulation. Wording coming on the stoppage time is that there will be 6 minutes of additional time. And the roulette from Sorensen got the defender to bite. There is the confirmation of the 6 minutes at a minimum. It was
A yellow card has been issued to Hailstorm number 34, Danny Robles.
Danny Robles for Northern Colorado.
Again, fans,
who was
if
late.
the match is tied after 90 minutes, both teams will receive a point, and we will go immediately to a penalty kick shootout.
Coach Zayed again with the language that only an Irishman who is irate is capable of. Still going. Still talking to the fourth official. Not going to change much, but he'll try anyways. Oh, he might have said too much here now. He might have said too much. He's gotten a yellow card.
I asked about 6 minutes.
And he seems dumbfounded by it.
You're just getting involved. You're getting out. Just do your job. Mind your business and do your job. Mind your own business and do your job.
It is confirmation that the head coach for the Hailstorm, Eamon Zayed, goes into the book for some unsporting behavior. Potentially dangerous collision there, and that's why the referee has stopped play. Didn't seem like there was much in it. And Luis Alvarez has booted the ball away.
I literally asked a question about 6 minutes.
And the Hailstorm bench can't believe that there's no yellow card coming, and now there will be. You can't just boot the ball away like that. And Alvarez would be sorely mistaken if he thought he could get away with that without the entire Northern Colorado bench hooting and hollering about it. More drama in the Jägermeister Cup. You wouldn't have it any other way, would you? Still plenty of soccer to be played, too, before the PK shootout. Maybe a winner in this yet. It's King. Martinez. Rendona's worked back into a midfield position now. Garcia. Langlois. Martinez. Hernandez rather on the last ball. It's Chelo Martinez with the ball on his left foot now. And his right. Cutting it back and opening up space for the pass to Langlois. Looking long, playing short. Marky Hernandez on his left. Nearly allowed to bounce around. Second ball won by Langlois, who went up for it and committed a foul in the process. It seemed like Langlois may have created that space first, but he did go up and over the back. Tracer Mbuyu. Mbuyu swing and a miss. Now King, urged on by the Hailstorm faithful. The rain subsided a little bit here in Windsor, Colorado. King still going. Keegan now going forward. Took his first touch back toward his own goal. Keegan afforded time. Picks out Horde. Back to Jake Keegan. Numbers queuing up for the Independents to block across. Keegan will play one anyways and put out of play for another Hailstorm corner. Brought to you by Meadow Gold. Should be 11 now for Northern Colorado, if memory serves me right, compared to just 3 for Charlotte. Chelo Martinez taking a breather, now 2 arms up from the Argentinian, and the referee has seen a scuffle in the area. Needs to have a talking to with a few players. Is he talking to? No, he is talking to some of the players. He's walking to the far side of the goal, which is not a position that a referee takes on a goal kick, or corner kick rather. Looks like Ethan Horde, who was falling out of favor with the center official. Martinez looped into the 6. And the referee has seen a foul. 96th minute now. Pack wants everybody up. Most of his teammates are behind him. The referee has told the goalkeeper to back things up just a little bit. All the way up. The fans starting song once again in the final minute of guaranteed play. There may be more added on here, given the heightened emotions in second half injury time. Long throw on the way. Numbers forward for the Jacks. King first to the second ball and the third. Ethan Hord's going to try and break. And it was an important touch from Sorensen to thwart the attack. Eamon Zayed wants things to get started again. Is there time for one last attack in 97th minute now? He's telling all of his players to get up. Langlois will do that with the ball at his feet. The referee checks the watch. He's thinking about that final whistle. We'll hold off for now. Billy King has made the overlapping run. Maybe one last cross in the area, all the way to the back stick. Kept in play. A final definitive touch not able to be provided by Robles. All the way into the stratosphere, allowed to bounce once. And twice. Danger still not dealt with. Keegan. Bruno Rendon. Thought he'd have a go. Appeals for a corner will not be answered. And it will be penalty kicks to decide the extra point here in the Jägermeister Cup. Marky Hernandez in the 89th minute sends this one to the spot. 2-2, split right down the middle. We'll take a look at those full-time highlights. Scoring started in the 14th minute. Bruno Rendon with his fourth in the Jägermeister Cup, the leading scorer in the competition. Not first, not second, not even third or fourth, maybe the fifth time the charm. And then in the 27th minute, a real charm of a strike from Joel Johnson. Equally met in terms of prowess by Luis Alvarez. One time, beautifully cushioned into the side netting. And then Marky Hernandez, the 5'5", Anaheim, California native, sends this one to PKs. Before we get to the shootout, we will take one quick break. Don't go anywhere. It's penalty kicks between Northern Colorado and Charlotte Independence on the other side.
Every 2 seconds, a hospital patient needs help only blood can provide. That help depends on volunteer blood donors. When you take an hour and donate blood with nonprofit Vitalant, you can help save more than one life. Recent donor eligibility updates now allow even more people to roll up a sleeve and give. Learn more and make your appointment at Vitalant.org. Because of you, life doesn't stop.
Almost time for the penalty kick shootout between Northern Colorado Hailstorm FC and the Charlotte Independents. 2-2 after 90 minutes plus. So both teams will walk away with 1 point in the USL Jägermeister Cup standings, with 1 extra point going to the winner of the shootout. It is Charlotte to take the first kick. Delgado did his homework. It is Belmar versus Delgado to start things off. And Delgado did do his homework. Denied. Make that 5 of 6 from the spot for Carlton Belmar. A very slow, methodical run-up. Didn't put it close enough to the post. And Lalo Delgado saw it all the way. Austin Pack, appealing for something, may have thought that Delgado came off his line. It's Patrick Longwa to try and take the lead in the opening round of the penalty shootout for the hosts. Longwa's spot kick, well dispatched. Celebrates with the Hailstorm faithful that stayed through the wind and the rain for this PK shootout. Quick run up, quick PK low in the corner, textbook. Austin Pack just hangs his head, knows there was nothing he could do about that one. Advantage Hailstorm very early on. Delgado having a couple words with the official. Staring down the penalty taker for Charlotte. Looks like Nick Spielman. And that one just sneaks underneath Delgado. Spielman putting it in the same place as Carlton Belmar. And he had scored all 5 of his last 5, had taken 4 in that corner. Once again, going the way that history and the stats say. Once again, Lalo Delgado guessing correctly. This penalty a little bit better than the previous one for the visitors. So 1-1 now. David Garcia try and regain the lead for the Hailstorm. And it's in just barely. Just barely. Austin Pack guessed right. At a difficult height. And he still nearly got a hand to it, the goalkeeper. Garcia makes it 2 for 2 for the hosts. And it is the man who scored the first goal of the night for Charlotte, Joel Johnston, up next. Three penalties for the Independents. All pretty high up, 2 on the left. Missed the one he went to the right with. It is a run-up that is straight ahead. Now bends it. Johnson just sneaks it in the side netting. Very well placed. And again, at a difficult height for the goalkeeper, even if Lalo Delgado guessed the right way, he's not stopping that one. 3-2 Charlotte. Marky Hernandez, slowly sauntering up to the spot. The 89th minute equalizer from the 5-5 Argentine. Hernandez, rather the native of Anaheim, California. Left-footed penalty. Calmly slots it in along the ground. Pack going the wrong way. The Californian who played college ball at Cal State Fullerton. Well taken PK. And Northern Colorado have that extra point in sight, but still work to be done. And it's the goal scorers for the Independents who go back to back. First it was Joel Johnson, now Luis Alvarez, who skied that penalty against Rhode Island back in April, miles over the crossbar, and a little bit of gamesmanship from Lalo Delgado, just trying to put the midfielder off his game. He's gone down the middle 2 of his last 3 converted penalties. Alvarez against Delgado. Over the bar again! As he did against Rhode Island, he does against Northern Colorado. Too much sauce. Delgado loving it. And a chance for Northern Colorado to steal that all-important second point here. Ethan Horde with the chance to seal it. The new kid on the block, brought in to replace Trevor Ammon up top. Big shoes to fill and a chance to win some favor from the Hailstorm faithful in his first match on home turf tonight. It's Ethan Horde to seal it, and it's into the top corner. Northern Colorado take the bragging rights and the extra point. 2-2 after full time, 4-2 from the spot in favor of the hosts. Northern Colorado up to 6 points now at the top of Group 3. Charlotte in third of Group 1 with 3 points to their name. Head coach Eamon Zayed and the Hailstorm do enough to take home 2 at their first match at Future Legends Complex in 2024. And the man who had plenty of things to say at the end of regulation seems to be a little bit more content now. A team that maybe should have won through the 90 minutes based on the stats in their play, get 2 points from the shootout. And that'll do it from Future Legends Complex here in Windsor, Colorado. 2-2 after regulation, 4-2 in the shootout, and Northern Colorado take the extra point. From everybody behind the scenes making tonight's broadcast possible, I've been Philip Galani saying so long. Have a great rest of your Memorial Day weekend. A yellow card.